Deep beneath the surface of our planet, water embarks on an extraordinary journey through layers of rock and mineral, heated by the immense energy stored within Earth's core. When this water finally breaks through to the surface, it creates one of nature's most captivating phenomena, the hot spring. These natural pools of steaming, mineral-rich water have drawn humans for millennia, serving as places of healing, worship, and wonder. From the vivid blue waters of Iceland's volcanic landscapes to the misty pools nestled in Japanese mountain valleys, hot springs represent a direct connection to the powerful forces churning beneath our feet. They stand as reminders that our planet is very much alive, constantly reshaping itself through geological processes that operate on timescales far beyond human comprehension. What makes these thermal waters so special isn't just their warmth or their often spectacular settings, but the unique combination of heat, minerals, and chemistry that transforms ordinary groundwater into something that cultures across the globe have considered sacred and healing for thousands of years. The creation of a hot spring is a remarkable geological process that begins with something as simple as rain. When precipitation falls on mountains and hills, some of that water seeps down through cracks, faults, and porous rock formations, beginning a descent that can take it thousands of meters below the surface. As water travels deeper into Earth's crust, it encounters increasingly higher temperatures due to what geologists call the geothermal gradient, the natural increase in temperature that occurs with depth. On average, the temperature rises by about 15 degrees Fahrenheit for every 1,000 feet of depth. Though this rate varies depending on location and geological conditions. In volcanic regions, the process becomes more dramatic. Here, chambers of molten rock called magma sit relatively close to the surface, sometimes just a few miles down. Groundwater that percolates near these magma chambers can be heated to extreme temperatures, sometimes exceeding 240 degrees Fahrenheit. This superheated water becomes less dense and begins to rise, seeking pathways back to the surface through the same cracks and faults it descended through. The journey upward can take years or even decades, and during this time, the hot water acts as a natural solvent, dissolving minerals from the surrounding rocks. When the heated water finally emerges at the surface, it brings with it a complex cocktail of dissolved minerals. Silica, sulfur, calcium, magnesium, sodium, potassium, lithium, iron, and numerous other elements combine in concentrations that vary dramatically from one spring to another. These mineral compositions depend on the types of rocks the water passed through, the temperature it reached, and how long it spent underground. Some hot springs contain such high concentrations of dissolved silica that they deposit glassy formations called sinter or geyserite around their edges. Others, rich in calcium carbonate, create spectacular travertine terraces with mineral-laden water cascading down stepped formations that look like frozen waterfalls. Not all hot springs form in volcanic areas. In regions far from active volcanism, hot springs can still develop through the steady, patient heating provided by the geothermal gradient alone. If water can circulate deep enough into Earth's crust, perhaps facilitated by particularly deep fault systems, it can be heated sufficiently to create thermal springs, even in geologically stable areas. These non-volcanic hot springs tend to have lower temperatures than their volcanic counterparts, but they can still be pleasantly warm and mineral rich. The temperature of hot springs varies tremendously. Some are merely lukewarm, barely warmer than a comfortable bath, while others emerge at temperatures hot enough to cause serious burns within seconds. Springs in active volcanic zones can produce water at or near boiling point, creating dangerous conditions that demand caution and respect. The most extreme examples include the geysers, where superheated water trapped underground suddenly erupts in spectacular columns of water and steam when pressure builds to critical levels. Long before scientists understood the geological processes creating hot springs, ancient peoples recognized these natural phenomena as special places. Archaeological evidence suggests that humans have sought out hot springs for at least 10,000 years, and probably much longer. The reasons were practical, spiritual, and social. The warm waters provided comfort in cold climates. The minerals seemed to have healing properties, and the dramatic settings inspired reverence and wonder. The ancient Romans transformed the use of hot springs into high art. Around 200 years before the Common Era, Roman engineers began constructing elaborate bathing complexes called thermae throughout their expanding empire. These weren't simple bathhouses, but massive social centers that could accommodate thousands of people daily. The largest, like the baths of Diocletian in Rome, could hold 3,000 bathers at once. Roman thermae featured multiple pools at different temperatures, exercise rooms, libraries, gardens, restaurants, and even theaters. Bathing followed an elaborate ritual. Patrons would store their clothes in the apoditarium, then progress through the frigidarium with its cold plunge pool, spend time in the warm tepidarium, move on to the hot caldarium for soaking and steam, and finally return to the tepidarium for massage and exfoliation with metal scrapers called strigils. Romans built these grand bath complexes wherever they found natural hot springs, from Bath in England, where springs still produce over 300,000 gallons of mineral water daily, to sites across France, Germany, Austria, Hungary, and North Africa. The baths served crucial social functions. Business deals were negotiated in the warm waters. Politicians courted voters. Philosophers debated ideas, and gossip flowed as freely as the water. The small entrance fees made thermae accessible to nearly all free citizens, creating rare spaces where social classes could mix relatively freely. In Japan, hot springs called onsen have held deep cultural and spiritual significance since at least the 8th century. The Japanese islands sit atop intense volcanic activity, creating thousands of natural hot springs across the archipelago. Japanese culture developed elaborate traditions around onsen bathing, viewing the springs not merely as places for cleanliness, but as locations where the boundary between the physical and spiritual worlds grew thin. Many onsen were considered sacred, presided over by Shinto deities. The ritual of bathing in onsen became deeply embedded in Japanese culture, with specific etiquette governing behavior: thorough washing before entering the communal waters, quiet contemplation while soaking, and respect for the natural setting. Native American cultures throughout North and South America also revered hot springs long before European contact. The Ute people of what is now Colorado considered their local hot springs sacred, incorporating them into religious ceremonies and using them to prepare warriors before battle. Archaeological evidence shows that indigenous peoples across the Americas sought out thermal springs for healing, ritual purification, and as neutral grounds where even enemy tribes might meet peacefully under the protection of what they considered sacred waters. Iceland's Blue Lagoon has become perhaps the world's most famous hot spring, though, interestingly, it's actually a byproduct of modern geothermal energy production. The milky blue water is runoff from the nearby Svartsengi geothermal power plant, which draws superheated water from deep underground. The striking azure color comes from suspended silica particles reflecting light, creating an otherworldly appearance against the black volcanic landscape. The lagoon covers about 8,700 square meters and holds 9 million liters of seawater mixed with fresh water, all heated to a comfortable temperature between 97 and 102 degrees Fahrenheit. The water completely cycles through and renews itself every 40 hours. Iceland's position straddling the mid-Atlantic ridge, where the North American and Eurasian tectonic plates are slowly pulling apart, creates intense volcanic activity that manifests in over 700 geothermal sites across the small island nation. Hot springs are so common in Iceland that nearly 90% of homes are heated using geothermal energy. The tradition of communal bathing in hot springs runs deep in Icelandic culture, with nearly every village having its own geothermal pool. These aren't fancy spas, but simple community gathering places, as essential to Icelandic life as coffee shops are elsewhere. The Mývatn nature baths in northern Iceland offer a less crowded alternative to the Blue Lagoon. Located in one of Iceland's most geologically active regions, these pools are fed by water from a borehole that taps into geothermal reservoirs 130 degrees Celsius underground. The water cools to a perfect bathing temperature as it fills large lagoon-style pools with views of dramatic volcanic landscapes. Yellowstone National Park in the United States contains more than 10,000 geothermal features, including approximately 500 geysers, more than half of all geysers on Earth. The Grand Prismatic Spring, the largest hot spring in the park and the third largest in the world, spans 370 feet in diameter and descends 160 feet deep. Its rainbow colors come from thermophilic bacteria and archaea that thrive in different temperature zones, creating brilliant bands of orange, yellow, and green around the deep blue center where water is too hot even for these heat-loving microorganisms. Japan's Beppu region contains more than 2,000 hot springs, making it one of the most geothermally active areas on the planet. The famous Hells of Beppu are 7 spectacular hot springs, too hot for bathing, but spectacular for viewing. One produces vivid red water from iron oxide, another bubbles with grey mud, and a third creates brilliant blue water from dissolved minerals. The region has been a bathing destination for over 1,000 years, with hot spring resorts ranging from traditional rustic inns to modern spa facilities. New Zealand's Rotorua district sits atop intense volcanic activity that creates hundreds of hot springs. The health benefits attributed to hot springs rest on both the physical properties of hot water and the unique mineral content these springs contain. When you immerse yourself in water heated to temperatures between 95 and 105 degrees Fahrenheit, several physiological changes occur immediately. Blood vessels near the skin dilate, increasing circulation throughout the body. This enhanced blood flow delivers more oxygen and nutrients to tissues while carrying away metabolic waste products. The heat also causes muscles to relax, releasing tension and reducing pain signals sent to the brain. The hydrostatic pressure, the weight of water surrounding your body, provides additional benefits. This gentle, even pressure helps push blood through your circulatory system, improving cardiac function and reducing swelling in extremities. For people with joint problems, the buoyancy of water reduces the effective weight on joints, allowing greater range of motion without pain. This makes hot springs particularly valuable for those with arthritis, as the combination of heat, buoyancy, and minerals can significantly reduce inflammation and stiffness. The minerals dissolved in hot spring water contribute therapeutic effects beyond those provided by heat and pressure alone. Sulfur, one of the most common minerals in hot springs, possesses natural antibacterial and antifungal properties. It plays a crucial role in collagen production, which is essential for maintaining skin elasticity and promoting healing. Hot springs rich in sulfur have been used for centuries to treat skin conditions, including psoriasis, eczema, and acne. The sulfur helps reduce inflammation in the skin, fights bacteria that can cause acne, and assists in the shedding of dead skin cells. Magnesium offers profound benefits for both physical and mental health. This essential mineral helps regulate hundreds of biochemical reactions in the body. When absorbed through the skin during hot spring bathing, magnesium can help reduce muscle cramps and spasms, lower blood pressure, and promote better sleep. It also possesses anti-inflammatory properties that make it particularly effective for treating skin conditions involving inflammation, such as dermatitis and rosacea. Some research suggests that magnesium, absorbed through the skin, may help reduce cortisol levels, potentially alleviating symptoms of stress and anxiety. Lithium, present in trace amounts in some hot springs, has attracted scientific interest for its potential mood-stabilizing and neuroprotective properties. While the concentrations in hot springs are far lower than therapeutic doses used in medications, some researchers have speculated that regular exposure through bathing might provide subtle benefits for mental well-being. Iron supports hemoglobin production and oxygen transport in the blood, while potassium helps maintain proper fluid balance and supports healthy skin barrier function. Scientific studies have begun validating what traditional medicine systems have known for centuries. Research on balneotherapy, the therapeutic use of bathing in mineral water, has shown measurable benefits for various conditions. Studies have documented improvements in chronic lower back pain, with patients reporting reduced pain levels and improved mobility after regular hot spring therapy. Research on arthritis patients has found that thermal mineral water bathing can reduce joint inflammation, decrease pain, and improve range of motion. Some studies suggest these benefits can persist for weeks or even months after treatment. The therapeutic effects extend beyond musculoskeletal problems. Research has shown that regular hot spring bathing may improve cardiovascular function in people with chronic heart failure, potentially by promoting better blood flow and reducing systemic inflammation. The heat stress from immersion in hot water triggers beneficial adaptations in the cardiovascular system, similar in some ways to the effects of moderate exercise. For skin conditions, clinical evidence supports the traditional use of mineral-rich hot springs. Studies have found that regular bathing in hot springs high in magnesium and other minerals can improve symptoms of psoriasis, with patients experiencing reduced scaling, itching, and inflammation. Similar benefits have been documented for eczema and other inflammatory skin conditions. The combination of minerals, heat, and the physical removal of dead skin cells during bathing appears to work synergistically to improve skin health. The modern wellness industry has embraced hot springs enthusiastically, creating a global network of thermal spas and resorts that blend traditional bathing practices with contemporary amenities. Some facilities have transformed natural hot springs into luxurious destinations featuring multiple pools at varying temperatures, spa treatments, fine dining, and upscale accommodations. Others maintain a more rustic, natural approach, offering simple access to thermal waters in scenic settings with minimal development. Iceland has pioneered the integration of geothermal resources into modern life. Beyond heating homes and generating electricity, Icelanders have created a culture where public geothermal pools serve as community centers. These facilities range from basic municipal pools with a few hot tubs to sophisticated complexes like the Sky Lagoon, which combines infinity pools with traditional spa rituals and modern architecture. The accessibility and affordability of these facilities have made regular hot spring bathing a routine part of life for many Icelanders rather than an occasional luxury. Japan maintains thousands of onsen resorts that preserve traditional bathing culture while offering modern comforts. Many Japanese make regular pilgrimages to favored hot springs, viewing these visits as essential for maintaining health and well-being. The country has developed detailed classifications for hot springs based on their mineral content and therapeutic properties, allowing people to seek out specific types of springs for particular health concerns. Japanese onsen culture emphasizes mindfulness and the connection between natural surroundings and personal well-being. In the United States, hot springs tourism has experienced a renaissance. Historic spa towns like Hot Springs, Arkansas, which inspired the creation of the first national park area meant to preserve natural resources for public enjoyment, have been revitalized. The American West, rich in geothermal activity, hosts numerous developed and undeveloped hot springs. Some require challenging hikes through wilderness to reach, offering adventurous bathers the reward of soaking in natural pools with spectacular mountain views. Others have been developed into full-service resorts that cater to wellness tourists seeking relaxation and rejuvenation. Europe's spa towns, many dating back to Roman times, continue to attract visitors seeking therapeutic treatments. Baden-Baden in Germany, Bath in England, and numerous facilities across France, Italy, Austria, and Eastern Europe offer elaborate spa programs that combine thermal bathing with modern medical treatments, physical therapy, and preventive medicine. In some European countries, doctors can prescribe visits to specific thermal spas as part of treatment plans for chronic conditions, with costs covered by health insurance. The global COVID-19 pandemic initially disrupted hot springs tourism, but ultimately may have strengthened interest in these natural resources. As people sought outdoor activities and natural settings, hot springs appealed to those looking for ways to support health and well-being in natural environments. The emphasis on immune health, stress reduction, and mental wellness aligned perfectly with the traditional benefits attributed to thermal bathing. Hot springs remind us that beneath the seemingly solid ground we walk on lies a dynamic, active planet, constantly reshaping itself through processes operating at temperatures and pressures that would instantly vaporize us. These thermal waters represent one of the few places where we can safely interact with the tremendous energies usually hidden deep underground. When you slip into a hot spring, you're literally bathing in water that has journeyed through the underworld, been heated by Earth's primordial fires, and carried to the surface a chemical record of the rocks and minerals it encountered along the way. The enduring appeal of hot springs across cultures and throughout history testifies to something fundamental in the human experience. These thermal waters offer genuine physiological benefits. the heat that soothes aching muscles, the minerals that nourish skin, the buoyancy that eases joint pain. But they provide something equally important that can't be measured in laboratory studies: the opportunity to slow down, to feel the warmth seeping into tired bodies, to watch steam rising into cool air, to experience a direct connection with natural forces that operated long before humans appeared and will continue long after we're gone. Whether you seek out the pristine blue waters of Iceland's volcanic landscapes, the ancient onsen of Japanese mountain valleys, the historic bathhouses of Europe, or the rustic wilderness pools of the American West, each hot spring offers its own unique combination of chemistry, temperature, and setting. Some are so hot you can barely tolerate them even briefly, while others provide gentle warmth, perfect for extended soaking. Some smell strongly of sulfur, announcing their presence from a distance, while others are nearly odorless. Some create spectacular mineral formations in rainbow colors, and others emerge from the ground with little fanfare, their only betrayal a wisp of steam on cold mornings. The story of hot springs is ultimately the story of transformation. Water transformed by its journey through Earth's interior. Rocks transformed by the slow work of dissolution and deposition. And people transformed by their encounters with these remarkable places. For thousands of years, humans have sought out these thermal waters for healing, for ritual, for socializing, and for the simple pleasure of warmth when the world feels cold. In our modern age of technology and rapid change, hot springs remain what they've always been: portals to Earth's interior, natural pharmacies dispensing minerals and warmth, and timeless sanctuaries where we can pause to remember that we are part of nature, not separate from it. If you enjoyed learning about these remarkable natural wonders, please consider liking this video and subscribing to History Scrolls for more deep dives into the fascinating phenomena that have shaped our world and our cultures. Your support helps us continue bringing you these educational explorations of the incredible planet we call home.